May 6th, 2024, I lost my dad to liver cancer. I'm making this video because not only am I trying to engage in a healthy manner of processing my grief by giving me the opportunity to speak in front of a camera, and really just allow me to vent and pretend like I'm talking to somebody, but I'm making this video because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I did in the lead up to my dad's death. I do want to say one thing though, right? Grief is one of those things that we don't talk about enough. It's so real. It's so realistic, and we're all going to go through it one day. And you don't have to lose somebody to go through grief in a sense. We're all grieving every day in our lives to a certain degree because we all have to give up something in life, right? And when you give up something in life, and when you let go of something, there's a grieving process involved in that. But this video is tied to grief in the sense of losing a loved one or just losing someone to death. I would say grief in the sense of death is something that's difficult to understand unless you go through it yourself. And especially with my circumstance of losing my dad to liver cancer, I don't want people to make the same mistake that I did in the lead up to my dad's death. And I'm going to elaborate on that right now. This video is not intended to be clickbait. This video is intended to be an informative and educational one, I guess you could say. And it's also a way for me to drop my 2 cents in regards to life, or to drop my 2 cents of wisdom about life. And hopefully it benefits those who may or may not come across this video. And I know that I'm only 20 years old, and I know that I still have so much of life to go through. You know, hopefully nothing bad happens to me anytime soon. But I do believe that losing my dad recently gives me a special opportunity to share the wisdom that I learned from my dad's death, and to share the wisdom that I've learned and that I've observed from my grief. So the first thing I want to say is that we are all dying every day. I don't think people realize that. I don't think people realize and properly grasp that we're all dying every day, and that our biological clock is ticking. So the funny thing too, right, is that I never realized how right my mom and dad were. It wasn't until my dad's passing where I realized that all those lessons he gave me when I was a young kid, all those lessons that he gave me, you know, even a couple months prior to his death, right, were all right. One of those lessons being, you're young, enjoy your youth while it lasts. That is the message that I want to share with young kids now, right? Coming from someone who's still young, I'm only 20 years old, right? But who's mature enough to recognize that I have shit to do, I have responsibilities to engage in, I gotta go to school, I gotta film this YouTube video, right? Take it from someone like me when I say that utilize your youth wisely and never take it for granted. When I say this, I don't mean go out and party and do drugs and whatnot, right? What I'm saying is your youth is the perfect time for you to figure out who you really are, because you have a safety net. That's if you have, you know, financial comfort from your parents and whatnot, and that's if you have a roof over your head, food on the table to eat every single day, and that's if your parents are providing for you. If you have those things, your youth is the perfect opportunity for you to engage in opportunities, to develop skills, because you have the time and safety net to figure out who you really are. It's a lot more difficult to figure out who you are when you're in your 3rd year of university like I am, because you have so many obligations already. You have to worry about cooking for yourself, you know, you have to worry about living on your own, paying rent, you know, paying car insurance, working a part-time job, going to university, you know, working on your business on the side, you know, gym, whatever it may be, right? But when you're young and you're in high school and you're in middle school, and your main obligations revolve around just sports and, you know, high school, academics in high school, you have it a lot easier than you do realize. I should have listened to my dad. He was right about everything, mostly everything, and that leads to one of the main points that I want to convey to this video, is that our parents are just as human as we are. That was definitely proven to me the night that my dad passed away, when I saw how fragile his state of being was, laying on that hospital stretcher bed, whatever it's called. I'm not much of a beggar. I don't beg anybody for anything. I don't think we should beg anybody for anything, right? But I do think that there's a fine line between begging someone and pleading someone to do something. That being said, I plead with any viewers who may or may not come across this video to really, 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 number one, cherish life. Cherish not only your life, but to cherish the life of your loved ones by letting them know that they're valued, that you care about them, and that, you know, to always thank them for everything that they may or may not have done for you. We're all human beings, right? We're all human beings, and we're all going to pass one day. It's as simple as that. As you can see, I'm rambling on and on and on, but there's no script to this video because I don't see how there could be a script to a video like this, right? I can't make a script to a video talking about my dad's grief when I myself haven't even processed all the emotions yet. This video is just about me rambling on and on. In a way, it should be an unfiltered video where there should be no editing, right? But I'm going to cut it up because I'm just rambling on and on and on. There's not much for me to talk about because this is just a harsh hitting reality of life and harsh hitting truth that's so simple in concept, but very difficult for most people to understand. And when they do understand it, it's already too late to realize it in life. So please don't make the same mistake that I did in waiting until the last moment to let my dad know that I cared about him and, let my dad know that I loved him and that I could have been a better son, essentially. That is what I want to say right now is if you're young or if you're an individual in life and you're watching this video right now, please wake up. Please wake up and realize that your time is extremely limited and that you do not have time. We're taught in school about, oh, you're still so young and you still have so much time. Get that out of your head because you don't know whether or not you're going to be alive tomorrow. It's as simple as that. There's nothing wrong with taking breaks in life and stopping every once in a while to catch a breather. Don't take your foot off the gas pedal fully, right? This thing we call life, right? It's going, man. It's going, and you got to move too, or else you're going to be dragged along, and you don't want to be dragged along in life because when you're dragged along in life, right, it's going to be difficult for you to get your footing again and to get yourself back up because life is dragging you along. Don't wait for things to get bad for you to get your act together. Please get it together now. This thing we call life, it's a very strange thing. I think we can all agree on that. This thing we call life, it's strange in the sense that it's fleeting, it's not permanent, and we really don't know what happens after life, after we die. The number one thing that matters in life is not you. It's not you. I think that's the biggest lie we've been taught in school is that life revolves around us. Everything's about us. That it all comes down to us, that we need to make decisions and actions for us and for us alone. But in my own personal experience, I've actually been more at peace and I've actually been more content in life when I'm being an individual of service. Hence me making this YouTube video right now, right? Because I could have said, you know what? Fuck everybody else, right? My grief is my grief. Nobody's entitled to know however it is I'm feeling. And while that may be true, right? Because nobody is entitled to know however it is you're feeling. Your thoughts and opinions, right? They are your own, right? You're not entitled to reveal everything to anybody. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a certain peace and certain happiness and joy that you can't really explain when you're being an individual of service. It's like giving someone a gift, right? And seeing the look on their faces, seeing the joyful look on their faces when you tell them, hey, I got this for you and I hope that it makes you happy. It makes, seeing the look on their faces, it not only makes them happy, but it makes you happy. There's something so powerful about being of service. And that's exactly why I'm making this YouTube video right now is because I could have just said, fuck off. And you know what? I'm not going to reveal anything to anybody. I'm going to go ghost mode. I'm going to stop talking to anybody. But then I realized this is that it's not about me. It's not about me. It's never been about me. And it's never been about you too, right? It's never been about you. There are people out there in the world who for sure are going through the same thing as me, who for sure have lost their loved ones to cancer or who are currently about to lose their loved ones to cancer or who have already lost their loved ones to cancer. For me to think that I'm the only one in life to go through whatever it is that I'm going through. There are over 8 billion people on this planet. For me to think that I'm the only one going through whatever it is I'm going through, yeah, the probability of that is 0. And I'm just speaking for me personally. For me to sit here and complain about my grief and to say, fuck everybody else, I think that is a bit disingenuous or really disingenuous and really, really immature. But I'm not making this video to boast as well about, to hop on my moral high horse and to say, because I lost my dad, I'm more wise than you. No, I'm going to sit here and tell you right now, I am a fucking stupid 20-year-old who's still trying to work their way through life and trying to learn so many lessons from different people and to fail as much as I can, right? And that sounds kind of contradictory because why would you want to fail? Because if you don't fail, you never learn. I'm failing right now by sitting here in front of this camera and I'm working on my communication skills. And granted, they're not perfect, but I know that if I continue to work on myself and continue to work on my communication skills and accept the possibility that I may look stupid at the start. I'll gradually get better over time. And I know that eventually when it's all said and done, and eventually when I'm on my 200th YouTube video or 1,000th YouTube video, I know that I'll be a much better speaker by then. I know that I'll be much better at expressing myself and articulating my thoughts and feelings. That is why I'm making this video, right? Ultimately is to be of service and to ultimately inform people and to plead with people. Please do not make the same mistakes that I did. Don't wait until the last minute to tell people that you care about them, and don't wait until the last minute to get your act together in life. You have a chance. God, I really wish I told myself this when I was younger, when I was in high school. Right? It doesn't matter, Dylan. I wish I told myself that. I wish I told myself it doesn't matter who likes you and who doesn't like you. It doesn't matter how many people like you. What matters is, who are the people that like you? Are they people of quality? Are they people that genuinely care about you? Because a small circle of 3 people is better than a circle of 100 acquaintances who don't give a shit about you, who only care about you because, they see you in public and it's the formal way or it's the social norm to greet you, right? That doesn't matter. That's basically what I wanted to convey in this video. This video isn't for me to talk about, I took my dad to the hospital, for a year straight, constantly had to spend the night with him in the ER to monitor him and to monitor his vitals and to make sure that things were okay, and to how hard it all was to drive back and forth between home and having to come home early from school to take him to the hospital, or having to wake up at midnight to take him to the ER. That's not the purpose of this video, because ultimately that doesn't fucking matter. I'm making this video because I don't want people, as I've said many times in this video, I don't want people to make the same mistake that I did in waiting until the last minute to start living life intentionally. How do you start living life intentionally? By, number one, acknowledging the people that are around you, by acknowledging the people that care about you, and letting them know just how appreciative you are of their love and care. How do you start living life intentionally? In the second way, stop taking life for granted, right? Stop waiting until the last minute to get your act together, really, to put it bluntly, right? Why the fuck would you prolong and delay your success, or to delay the embarkment on the journey of your success? Why would you wait that long? Why not just go for it now? There is no perfect time. Look at me right now. Use me as an example, right? As I've said before, and I keep on repeating myself, but like I said, there's no script. I'm keeping this video as vulnerable and as honest as possible. I am no different than you. I'm gonna watch this video right now. I'm gonna edit this video, right? And I'm gonna look at myself and be like, wow, you look like an idiot sitting in front of a camera. You're babbling on and on and on, right? But hey, you gotta start somewhere. Use me as an example, right? As someone as an average Joe, who's no better than you, right? To start your journey in life, to become a better individual. I'm no better than you. And those celebrities that you admire, right? They are no better than you at all. They are just as human as you are. And they are still as human as you are, no matter how successful they are right now. And they are definitely as human as you are when they first began their journey. This comparison thing, this thing about life is about me. I have to look good. I have to, it's all about me, and it's just a whole bunch of bullshit, man. This thing we call life, it's a collective effort, is what I'm trying to say. And I know that you probably expected a longer video given the title of this video, but I wanted this video to come straight from the heart, right? And to keep it as honest and authentic as possible. I also don't want to put out false content or false videos of me explaining feelings that I don't have. Everything that I've just said to you in this video is genuinely what I'm feeling in this moment. I hope that I can just at least give you something to think about. I really don't give a shit whether or not you agree with me or not. I'm doing this for my growth, but I'm also doing this for those who are willing to listen and for those who are, keeping an open mind. So that being said, I just want to say that, you're loved. Most importantly, let those around you know that they're loved too, and especially if they're your loved ones, and especially if you care about them. Don't wait until the last minute to get your life together or to get your act together in life. Don't wait for things to become unbearable and become unstable and become uncontrollable for you to get your life together. Do it now. Don't wait. Do it now. Don't wait. You'll learn along the way. It'll be difficult, trust me. As someone who just lost their dad, right? I have no idea what the fuck it is I'm doing. He was my source of comfort. He was my financial comfort, right? He was someone I came to when I for financial comfort. But now that he's gone, I have to rely on myself and depend on myself. But we're all learning. We're all learning, man. We're all learning. And you're not alone. I promise you, you're not alone. So that being said, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for listening to a dodo like me be able to provide his 2 cents of wisdom. And I really do hope that I've given you something to think about from this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.